The fat guy awakens his talent for the first time. Let others call him Dad. As a result, someone really shouted it out in the class group. Just because he awakened the S-level talent wish book. Any wish can be fulfilled by making a wish to the Lord of Wishes. But with my arrival, all of his will be mine. I realized I was awakening to a talent for plunder. As long as the target is killed, can make his talent mine. I once stumbled upon myself, can directly plunder the opponent's talent. But my stubborn brother does not approve of me doing that. My brother was framed and killed by a ferocious beast, although he gave me the chance to live with his life. But soon after, I followed in my brother's footsteps. When I wake up again, but found myself reborn on the day of talent awakening. The stone tablet in memory falls from the sky. The whole nation enters the era of talent awakening. Awakeners emerge in endlessly. In this age of torrents, those with evil hearts will no longer be bound. Therefore, weakness is the greatest sin. So live again. I will use the wicked as fuel. Ascend to the invincible throne. And my first target is the company supervisor Wang Jichao, who has been oppressing me for years. After awakening, this scum turned into a demon, relying on forcing good women into prostitution, harvesting human organs in exchange for upgrade resources. And at that time, I hit him out of impulse. Got taken away by the police and locked up for 10 days. Missed the crucial period for awakening and upgrading. It wasn't until my brother, who raised me through theft, was released from prison. With his A-level talent, things started to turn around for me. So I purchased a series of tools at the hardware store, waiting quietly in the toilet for the awakening to come. Soon my looting talent arrived as scheduled, plus the memories of my past life that I possess. Hopefully, I can quickly raise my talent to the highest level. Soon I will have the opportunity to avenge King Jichao. I took out the rope in my hand directly. Without any hesitation, I put it on King Jichao's neck. Even if his S-rank talent substitute first helps him heal, unable to pull him back from the brink of death, the more the rope tightened, Wang Jichao completely lost the breath of life. I breathed a sigh of relief after doing all this. Plundering talent also directly rose from F level to S level. I summoned my stand without delay. The top-tier close combat stand, Black Emperor, appears. Not only have the attributes of strength, agility, and vitality reached their limits, it can also take away 1/5 of the opponent's attributes while causing damage. Randomly sees 1/5 of the opponent's attribute abilities. The only downside is 0 IQ. The host needs to control the battle with intention. After the Black Emperor dealt with Wang Jichao's household, I am not worried that the killing will be exposed, because when this matter is traced back to me, at least 1 month later, by then, I was already invincible. On the way back, I looked at the chat records in the group. I found that Lu Ming, that dead otaku, awakened the S-level talent Book of Wishes. After awakening in the previous life, he got together with class flower Fong Mingqiu. Later on, he harmed many other girls. He even joined the dark forces. At a certain hotel at this time, Lu Ming is not satisfied with the pleasure of being called daddy by others. Make a wish to the Book of Wishes to get the body and mind of Fong Mingqiu. The Master of Wishes responded immediately after the words were spoken. Master, your wish has been granted. Lu Ming immediately started the experiment upon seeing the situation. Watching Fong Mingqiu unconditionally agreeing to his request, he excitedly shouted that the Lord of Prayer is too powerful. And after I dialed Lu Ming's phone number, saying that he has a secret of an S-level stand to share, must say it in person. Maybe winning the goddess's heart made him swell. Lu Ming blurted out the address without thinking. Just hung up the phone here. He smirked devilishly. First get the S-level secret before getting the goddess. Just in time. Shortly after, I stepped into the room. Lu Ming couldn't wait to ask what the secret of S-level was. I leaned in and whispered 4 words in his ear. You're dreaming. At the same time, jipping. The substitute Black Emperor appeared silently. Before Lu Ming could react, the Black Emperor's attack has been completed, directly slamming him heavily against the wall. I watched the dying bird. I skillfully activated the plunder skill, turning the Book of Wishes into my talent. Those attributes and effects. After switching to the wish form, there is a 5-minute cooldown that reveals the immense power of the Book of Wishes. At my command, a figure appeared in front of me. My great master, may the Lord of Wishes heed your call. What surprised me was that the Lord of Wishes could actually communicate with me. The original stand of wishes is a functional stand. In theory, it can help people achieve any wish. But the degree to which wishes are fulfilled depends on the difficulty. Making the lottery win. It is much less costly to conjure up a bottle of water out of thin air. If it is for human use, it depends on the opponent's willpower and strength. Seeing this, I asked the Lord of Wishes, how much energy does it take to release my brother from the police station? The Lord of Wishes gave an answer. This will consume all his energy and fall into silence. So at most it can only accelerate the release time. It seems that wishing needs to be logical, currently most suitable for the Lord of Wishes. It is used to inquire about other S-level powerhouses. The Black Emperor has already dealt with Lu Ming's household, but I found that there was an extra clock on his chest. In memory, the Black Emperor does not have the ability related to time. So I asked the Lord of Wishes about his understanding of the stand. The answer received is related to the host itself. Clueless. Improve skills as soon as possible, as long as you become strong. There is no puzzle that cannot be solved. Just left the room. Fong Mengqiu is spitting out fragrance not far away. How did I send so many disgusting messages to this dead otaku? Still coming to see him in a place like this. Meanwhile, in a certain building, Yu Taijia, who has awakened the SSS level talent, asks the King of Time when he is a stand-in. Why is the time point of the crossing 2 weeks later than the scheduled time? You should know that at that time, in order to launch time travel, at the cost of depleting the energy of the King of Time, if it were not in the spatial rift, encountering the despairing, illogical tribe, the guardian of magnificent China, able to walk horizontally all the way with the talent of time travel. Thinking of this, Yu Tai's anger punched the table, and the King of Time explained, in the process of time travel, he was deprived of some power by an unknown entity. Due to the loss of the white clock, she could feel that power somewhere. Yu Taijia felt that the person who could take away the power of the King of Time, the strength must be extraordinary. Therefore, I decided to first gather strength, then go and settle the score with the thief. He'll want to see who dares to steal from him, Yu Tai. The entrance to the instance at this time. The safety officer is emphasizing the danger of the instance. Although the crowd is excited, but no one dares to be the first to eat the crab. And I walked into the portal without hesitation. Those once daunting copies. Now I will trample them all underfoot. Accompanied by the digitization of body data, I welcomed the choice of 6 basic professions. In the previous life, I chose to be a warrior. This profession is relatively mediocre in the early stages. I then summoned the Lord of Wishes to ask him what profession he recommended. The Lord of Prayer gives the answer to the mage. Because the S-level talent Dao Biao of the Lord of Prayer after level 20 can transfer to the hidden profession Prophet Mage, and the substitute Black Emperor can perfectly avoid the mage's melee weakness. Turns out that the S-level talent can also transfer to hidden professions. The Lord of this prayer seems to have selfish intentions. Thinking of this, I ask again, if I choose a mage, choose plunder as the standard at the 3rd transformation, what hidden profession will I transfer to? The Lord of Wishes said, this will only turn into a mediocre melee mage. Although his advice is good, but my talent lies in plundering. Everything should still be centered around the Black Emperor. Both attributes of the Black Emperor are at full level. So choosing agility as the basic profession should be more appropriate. Dry is asking again, if I choose an assassin, What public profession will I transfer to? The Lord of Prayer was stunned. Most likely still an outlaw. Can maximize the advantages of looting. However, it is still recommended that you choose the Prophet Mage. Upon hearing this, my heart already has the answer.
I'm sorry. I chose assassin.
Soon all the attributes of the assassin will be injected into the body. Simultaneously produce shadow killing, phantom slash, swift, high-speed reaction, 5 skills including strong attack, and comes with a new novice short blade weapon. Indeed, Assassin and Black Emperor are the best match. After the job change is completed, system prompts to choose the difficulty of the copy. Without any hesitation, I chose Nightmare level. The moment I was teleported into the copy space, what greeted me in front of me were countless red-eyed goblins. With a wave of my hand, I summoned the Black Emperor. With the addition of the Wish 100 battle skill, at my command, the Black Emperor begins to gather power. In the next second, countless shadows of fists are swung out. All the goblins present are under indiscriminate attack. Wishful battle effect. Killing monsters only solved 15 goblins at night. Wish 100 battles effect. Killing monsters directly raised my level to 6. The weapon of the dry assassin can stack poison. After the second transformation, agility can also be converted into attack power. Thousands of free attribute points I will add to agility and agility. Later, under the push of the Black Emperor, I also arrived at the final boss, the Goblin King in the Great Gene. Although there are many types of goblins, but they are still far behind the Black Emperor. Soon, a big goblin launched an attack on me. Recall the scene where human NPC was bullied just now. I am very annoyed. Crush them. Black Emperor. Watch as Big Brother Goblin is pushed back. The Wizard Goblin releases magical skills, with swift skills and the protection of the Black Emperor. These attacks cannot harm me. Accompanied by a loud explosion, the Black Emperor's fist appears ghostly. 2 shamans goblins received boxed meals on the spot, after dealing with all the small fries. Next up is the Goblin King. Thought the Goblin King would be tough. Ended up just taking a punch from the Black Emperor. The Goblin King ascended to heaven on the spot. I couldn't help but smile when I saw it. It's just too weak. And his death brought my level up to 9. With the blessing of good luck, my luck has increased tenfold. Simultaneously exploded a gold-level top-grade treasure chest. I have to say that my luck is a bit outrageous. Even clearing this lowest level instance at Nightmare difficulty. Even at the highest Nightmare difficulty, you can only get an iron treasure chest. However, the reward is based on the time of war damage to determine the basic points. Double the number of levels determines whether to double or reduce points. Then I prepared to open this treasure chest. I want to see what kind of equipment can be obtained. What caught my eye was the Black Iron high-level healing potion. Silver level rare plus a series of junk equipment mage. Bronze coins, but the silver level spells are too low to be of any use. Guardian's short blade. Fortunately, 2 pieces of gold level equipment appeared in the end. Restricted professions. Assassin Guardian, and fortunately, 2 pieces of gold level equipment appeared in the end. It's dry for me to open the attribute bar of the Guardian's short blade. Its attack power is not only as high as 60 points. After breaking the defense, it causes a continuous bleeding effect of 5 points per second. The Guardian shorts can also cause a 10-second bleeding effect. This is completely the artifact of the early stage. And the Guardian's light armor can reduce weapon damage. It is also a rare good thing. The system prompts to name the game character at this time. Without hesitation, I said the 3 words, Black Emperor. The panel popped up in front of everyone the next second. Congratulations to the player Black Emperor. Nightmare level dungeon solo completion. Reward. 110 consecutive draw ticket for the Destiny Wheel. Of course, these are also seen by Utaigia. He remembered that the global announcement appeared in the middle of the night in the previous life, and is a player named Xiaobai Comics. The backbone is the King of Inquiry. Are you sure time travel won't alter history? After getting a definite answer, Yu Taiji fell into contemplation. Could it be that the Black Emperor has taken the power of the King of Time? Then he powered up and cleared the instance again. The future Black Emperor also seized the power of the King of Time. Travel back to the present again. The King of Time is also very puzzled. After all, her power cannot enhance her hard strength. Yu Taijia's face sank after hearing this, determined to find that person as soon as possible. At this moment, I am still immersed in the joy of getting the lottery ticket. Come out, Lord of Prayers. It's time for you to perform. The next second, the Lord of Wishes appears. Happy to serve you, my great master. Can you help me analyze how to make wishes more cost-effective? The Lord of Wishes responded. The Fate Roulette can randomly draw items ranging from F grade to SSS grade, and many items are not obtainable in the instance. At level 50, 5% chance, and the higher the grade of the item, the lower the probability of obtaining it. Even with 10 consecutive lucky draws, it is not guaranteed to obtain an S-grade item even with 10 consecutive lucky draws. Upon hearing this, I suggested, what if you could make a wish with your abilities? The Lord of Wishes said that you can obtain a designated SSS grade item. It will make him sleep for 6 months. And S-grade items require varying amounts of 10 to 100 energy points. Just the thought of being silent for too long will affect seizing others' talents. I immediately decided to make a wish for an S-grade or above item, accompanied by the appearance of golden light. Master, your wish has been granted. Then, I waved my hand to draw the lottery. Just as the words were spoken, the roulette of fate begins to spin. The moment the pointer stops, the 10 items obtained from Yinsho Pill, F level, Fetter Crystal, also appear in front of SS level. Unexpectedly, it includes the Fetter Crystal that increases the range of stand actions, as well as the Limit Crystal that increases the maximum stand energy. Rage Crystal that boosts the strength of the stand-in for a short period of time. Unfortunately, the Limit Crystal is double S rank. Thinking of this, I threw 2 Bond Crystals to the Black Emperor. Just heard a crackling sound. The Black Emperor's range of action has greatly increased. Then I also crushed 2 real crystals. Can inherit a total of 4% of self-attributes in the copy. D-grade to dry ascension crystals can be used directly. Berserk crystals and longevity elixirs can be taken out. Later, I took out the living crystal and muttered to myself, who should this item be used on? The saliva of the Lord of Wishes splattered all over the floor. Great Master, I suggest using it on me first. No need to worry about energy issues anymore. The moment he threw the thing to him, the Lord of Prayer still remembers to praise. You have made a wise decision. In this way, while the Lord of Prayer's energy limit increases, the recovery speed has also doubled. It's just a pity that there are too few real crystals. Only 4% of the attribute values can be taken out, and there are currently no space crystals. The equipment worn on the body cannot be brought into reality. It's too difficult. Looks like I can only take one step at a time. Currently, the overall strength of others is generally low. This is also the best time for me to develop rapidly. Then it's time to go to the Tower of Ascension. Achieve the first global pass. Just arrived at the destination. Just heard someone discussing that the current highest level has reached the 8th floor. And for every 10 levels passed in the Tower of Ascension, you can get a lottery ticket. Suddenly, a girl came up and asked, "Handsome guy, want to team up?" I walk away without looking back. Woman. Only affects the speed at which I draw my sword. Just entered the first floor of the Tongtian Tower. A large number of kobolds appeared in front of me, but the Black Emperor's chopping and cutting-like attacks only took 20 seconds to clear the first level. Soon, the people outside the tower looked at the global announcement in surprise, because the player Black Emperor is refreshing the clearance records of each level. While inside the tower, I have already reached the entrance of the 10th level. The first person to clear the 10th level in the previous life was Xie Zhu. But since I'm here, the achievements of the 10th and 20th levels will no longer belong to others. The Lord of the 10th level is the Kobold Elf. Although his crazy chop combined with a big knife is extremely powerful. But the Black Emperor doesn't need any fierce beasts in terms of power. A simple and unadorned combo. Ilfin directly enters a state of berserk with low health. Its attack speed and power have significantly increased. In the blink of an eye, the Black Emperor appeared behind him. A heavy punch landed on Ilfin's head. As the 10th floor boss fell, global announcement followed. Congratulations to player Black Emperor, becoming the world's first solo player to clear the 10th floor of the Tower of Ascension. English language. English language. English language. English language. English language. Rodent disasters will occur in reality around the world. A female researcher said to her colleague, "We must find a way to locate the player known as the Black Emperor. I am unaware of what is happening outside. Instead, I quietly wait for the wheel of fate to stop." 10 prizes. When the pointer stops. S-Class, D-Class, Space Crystal, Real Crystal. The 10 items obtained are presented in front of you. What surprises me? The S-Class item Space Crystal is actually included. Now I can bring the props into reality at last. Later I used up the Real Crystal. Increased the self-attribute values obtained in the copy by 7%. To enhance the magic crystals that increase defense and strength. And both life crystals were given to the Black Emperor. After doing all this, I opened the inventory, looking at the equipment that is not needed inside. I immediately decided to deal with them first, then proceed to the next level of the dungeon. Combining in-game currency with real currency is interchangeable. I put the copper coins up for sale at 6 pieces each. 2 pieces of silver and rare weapons, plus the same level of top-notch spells are priced at 2,300. The price of 2,104,000 gold coins is fine. Initially, unexpectedly, the items were just put up for sale. The system sends a prompt. The props you sold have been sold. This is 5 million real money. At this moment, I fell into deep self-blame. Careless. Should be put on one by one. Looks like I underestimated the rich people around the world. But when I think that upgrading equipment is easy for me, I didn't really care about it. Then I will focus on climbing the tower and leveling up to level 20. Add the job change task. Probably take a night. When the talent cooldown ends. Just enough to go for another S-level talent. Chaos Era comes after the confusion in memory. The most notorious 3 guilds are Smiling Coffin, Nascalic Tomb,
Yamate Ki.
although they are all awakened high-phone with S-level talent. But as long as they kill themselves, they can go to the sinful city. Make the person behind the scenes who killed me and my brother pay the price they deserve. Shortly after, I entered the 11th floor of the Tongtian Tower. Looking at the skeleton soldier in front of me, I was reminded of the wind/attack. It also reminds me of the time when my brother and I worked together to collect the set. Scene of fighting for days and nights. I gave the order when I thought of it. Attack without leaving one. In the blink of an eye, this group of soldiers was dispersed by the Black Emperor. This moment, the 17th level commander suddenly appeared behind me. It seems like thinking that I, who is level 13, is easy to bully. With combat experience accumulated from my previous life, it is impossible for these low-level monsters to pose a threat to me. With the fall of the skeleton commander, successfully passed the 11th level, under the push of the Black Emperor all the way, I arrived at the 20th floor of the Tower of Ascension. Lord Tadamil, the cool leader, roared, "Wake up, my servant, back from hell to fight for me." At least 200 soldiers crawled out of the ground, facing the majestic momentum of the skeleton army. Not only did I not have any fear, instead I felt a little excited. The Black Emperor directly confronted the Skull Lord, while I was surrounded by the skeleton soldiers. Although fighting head-on can lead to victory, but there is a high probability of getting injured. I shouted out loud when I thought of it, "Come out." Lord of Prayers. I wish the Black Emperor to crit every attack next, until the Skull Lord Thedemir is completely wiped out. Flipping through the Book of Wishes. Great Master, your wish has been granted. I couldn't help but be stunned at the words. I never thought wishes could be made like this. The Black Emperor burst out with amazing momentum in the next second. Fight to your heart's content, Black Emperor. I can take care of myself, your master. The Skull Lord over here is still in a brief daze. The Black Emperor has already rushed towards the direction he is in. Countless punches hit Tarek's body. This 100% critical strike damage. Soon, Tarek's health bar hit bottom. Seeing this, I smiled faintly. This is the correct way to make a wish. Until the message of killing Lord Tadamir pops up. My level has also increased to level 14. Watching the global announcement of the player Black Emperor clearing the 20th floor. The rest of the players all exclaimed that this is too exaggerated. But I did not intend to stop moving forward. Instead of leading the Black Emperor all the way to the 29th floor, you have already, just as I was about to push open the door to the 30th floor. The system reminded me that my level was too low, and suggested that I come back next time. But the answer I gave was, I suggest you not suggest. And the 30th level of the Taurus Bo Wong Nuotaros. The initiative skills of their own are forcibly seized, and there is room for play. Only saw Nuotaros's giant hammer smash heavily on the ground. 15th level stupid humans. Do you know what you are about to face? This I asked in return. Isn't your palace just a huge trap? Just as Notaros felt strange. I waved my hand broadly. Get started, Black Emperor. Nordalos looked back and shouted loudly. Used the skill of Frenzy Dance. Based on past life experience. Levels 21 to 29 of the maze are not suitable for speedrunning, because those monsters that have not been killed will be summoned by the king to come to support. Countless players in memory fell in the traps that shattered the ground in Nordalos. To me, this is not a big deal at all. Lord of Wishes. The Black Emperor continues to critically strike with every attack. Minus 45 under the Blessing of Wishes. The Black Emperor can deduct 450 points of his health with just one punch. 450 watching his health points about to hit rock bottom. Nautilos used the King's Order skill. Summon warriors to protect. And this is the opportunity one have been waiting for. It's my turn to launch a skill and seize power. Nautilos's health points. Attack power 10 has been seized. 30% of the stolen and various skills of Weiju are instantly taken away. The power lost by Nuatauluo was quickly trampled under the feet of the Black Emperor.
Successfully resolved Notolo.
My level also directly increased to level 18. Just then, a large number of mobs rushed in from outside the door, and I raised my arm. Let me try the effect of the king's command skill. My warriors, listen to my command. Kneel down, accompanied by the sound of weapons dropping. All the monsters present knelt down in unison. Then they all said in unison, "See the king." I immediately ordered upon seeing the situation. Black Emperor, deal with them. The Black Emperor used the earth-shattering skill of Noratharos. The stirred-up dust made me cough lightly. The experience gained has allowed me to level up by 22 levels directly. Then the global announcement rang out again. Congratulations to player Black Emperor, becoming the first solo player to clear the 30th floor of the Sky Tower globally. While everyone is still discussing who the Black Emperor is among the big shots, I slowly walked out of the crowd. Next, it's time to do the second job change. In the tomato noodle restaurant on the third day, I am replenishing energy to meet the assassin's second job change task. However, a loud slap caught my attention. They are actually all my former colleagues. And at this moment, Qin Xiaomei is kneeling on the ground begging for forgiveness. Zhang Wei kicked directly towards her. What's the use of saying sorry? Xiaojie was killed by you. Sat down at a random location and said, Bring that useless priest over to continue treating the injury for lousy. Qin Xiaomei, who was kicked again, murmured. You weren't like this to me when the supervisor was around before. Unexpectedly, what responded to her was a burst of sarcasm. Still thinking of herself as the supervisor. The supervisor had long disappeared. Hearing this, I chuckled inwardly. The supervisor will always live in your hearts. In the previous life, these people form cliques. They are all henchmen of the supervisor Wang Jichao, often ostracize me in the company. They even secretly mock me as a wild seed raised by a thief. In the past, their relationship was like siblings. But in this chaotic era, even good relationships will change due to interests. Soon, Qin Xiaomei could only reluctantly treat Zhang Wei. Just when the few people were worried about the lack of one person in the team, Zhang Wei suddenly discovered something. Then he walked towards the direction where I was. Placing a dish on the table, he said, Old colleague, long time no see, miss you. Eat some good food. Don't live so hard. He asked again before I could answer, What talent have you awakened? How can I help you make big money? Otherwise, how can I match when you see? Memory. In my previous life, I was detained for 10 days for assaulting Wang Jichao. After being released from prison, Zhang Wei contacted me and asked the same question. At that time, I didn't understand the treacherous nature of human hearts. Speak out your awakened talent for looting. But afterwards, it became a joke for several people after dinner. Thinking of this, I stood up directly and prepared to leave. I don't team up. Zhang Wei burst into laughter after hearing it. Just you, this poor guy. Do you really think you can become a boss who can solo dungeons like the Black Emperor? But suddenly, Qin Xiaomei stopped me from behind. Hold my thigh directly and say softly, Brother Luo, please save me. Okay? Then grab my hand. Just take me with you. Anything is fine with me. But without even thinking, I withdrew my hand. You've got the wrong person. Can't help you. Zhang Wei, seeing the situation, angrily rushed over. Grabbing Qin Xiaomei's hair, the wolf said viciously, Always trying to get close to anyone, right? Do you even think he has the ability to save you? He and his brother are just thieves taken care of by Wen Yusi. I guess his talent is not even half as good as mine. Upon hearing this, my eyes instantly turned cold. I advise you not to mention those 3 words. However, Zhang Wei did not take the warning words seriously. Then he leaned close to my ear and spoke slowly. Are the 3 words referring to 2 thieves or Wen Yusi? After saying that, he gestured to others to start. He said he wanted me to experience the changes of the times. The other 2 were eager to try after hearing this. Then they shouted and launched an attack. When his fist was about to touch me, I just exerted a little force to push back the 2 of them. Reborn. Now I understand the changes of the times better than you. Watching my companion fall to the ground, Zhang Wei cursed. 2 wastes. Even he can't beat. Chen took out a handful of E-first from his pocket. Without saying a word, he rushed towards me. While avoiding the attack, I kicked him in the body. The powerful force sent Zhang Wei flying directly. After doing all this, I dusted off the dust. A group of weaklings. You find it dirty to fight you all. Only the 2 of them are left facing each other. Immediately kneel down and call out to Grandpa Luo. Request to let them go. At the same time, a pair of eyes on the attic are watching all this. And the power I just displayed caught his attention. The man turned out to be Bai Honglai, one of the 8 hall masters of the 87 Society. Here I was about to leave the noodle shop. Qin Xiaomei looked at the man in front of her with a face full of infatuation. She thought, this is the strong man I want. Gong grabbed my clothes. Not only apologized for what I did at the beginning, even took my hand and put it on his cheek. Said he would compensate 100 or 1,000 times. I was not moved at all by this. Let go. Please behave yourself. With that, he withdrew his hand. Watching my departing figure, the noodle shop was instantly filled with resentment. Surname Lin. Don't think you're all that just because you've made a comeback. I am the belle of the company. Willing to be with you is looking up to you. This moment, the two people behind seem to be laughing. The Lord has warm rain porcelain in his heart. I advise you to save some face. Upon hearing this, Qin Xiaomei shouted, "What aspect of me is not as good as warm rain porcelain?" But the two of them show no mercy. You are not even worthy to provide shoes for one you see. However, the next moment, Qin Xiaomei's slap greeted them on the face. Of course, these were also seen by Honglai. Found this girl a bit interesting. Decided to bring her into the Baki Hui demon. By the way, check out the information about me. Just grasp the weakness. You can completely sell your life for him. At this time, tidy up the little beauty of the two people and choose the wolf words. Lin Luo, someday. I will also step on you. At this moment, a man appeared behind her. Asked her if she wanted to join the Bai Club. Qin Xiaomei agreed without any hesitation. When signing the contract, still not forgetting to mock in my heart the gap between the ultimate kid and the noble club. After doing all this, when a man asked about the relationship between me and her, Qin Xiaomei immediately started to perform. He said he was a person who deceived others' feelings. The man asked again, "Does he have any weaknesses? We are family now. Perhaps the union can help you seek revenge." Qin Xiaomei blurted out when Yuxi's name without thinking. I am not aware of this, but was on the way to the job transfer task. Although the person tracking behind me had long been noticed by me. But in order to know his purpose, after I walked into an alley, suddenly turned around and walked back. I want to see who has the guts. Brushed past him, but found that I had no impression of this person. He, afraid of revealing his secret, was preparing to leave quickly. Only heard a sound. The attack of the Black Emperor has been completed. The man slammed heavily against the wall. Tell me, who sent you? But the answer given by this person is that he is just a passerby. Fortunately, I concluded from his earring. Turns out that this person is a member of the Yatagarasu. According to memories from past lives, the appearance of Yamata no Orochi should not be this early. Thinking here, I ask him again about his purpose. What can be obtained is still the same answer as before. The death warriors of the gone Yamata no Orochi are known for their stubbornness. Continuing the review is also a waste of time. I summon the Lord of Wishes, wishing to make him explain the purpose of tracking me. In this way, I learned everything from his mouth. He came on the orders of Bai Honglai, the leader of the Eight Banners Hall. There is a beautiful female player in the noodle shop who joined the guild. Tells the message about Guan, and asks to investigate a woman named Wen Yusi. And the hall master wants to use this woman as a bargaining chip, threatening you to become his dead man under the demon. Hearing this, I suddenly understood everything. But Qin Xiaomei, this woman, is unexpectedly so ruthless. To retaliate against me in this way. The third year after the disaster in the previous life, Bai Honglai killed Sister One. In order to avenge her, risked adventures everywhere to improve talent. Ended up dying in the hands of the ferocious beast. It seems that I must find Wenjejia in the 8 Trigrams Club before. Must eliminate Bai Honglai. After arranging for the Black Emperor to deal with that person's household, I asked the Lord of Wishes, if I make a wish, will the 8 trigrams not act against Wen Yusi? How long can it last? The Lord of Wishes responded with his current abilities. Can only guarantee up to 24 hours. At the mention of this, I fell into a brief contemplation. I must complete the job change first. Only then can I be confident enough to kill Bai Honglai. And 24 hours is enough. Lord of Wishes, help me make a wish to protect Wen Yusi. Go kill in the second turn secret realm. Soon I arrived at the Assassin Alliance's exclusive secret realm. I was greeted by the job change instructor Miles. Understand the requirements of this task from his mouth. Need to get 30 snowman tips in the snowfield. And the sharp beak of a penguin king. And the quality of this secret realm is much stronger than the second turn secret realm of the warrior.
Just then,
a dream appeared behind me. It turned out to be a huge black snowman. Seeing the black snowman's fist about to strike. Fortunately, the Black Emperor was summoned in time to block his attack. Unexpected monsters in the second-level secret realm. Actually, there will be a sneak attack. As the Black Emperor makes the black snowman lie down. The job change material snowman horn appears accordingly. Just about to remove the item here. The earth suddenly begins to tremble. Within a few seconds, hundreds of black snowmen appeared all around. They then began to transform into white ones one after another. Seeing this, I drew out the Guardian's short blade. The real battle is just beginning, although their attack power is very high. But the downside is slow action. As long as you focus on attacking the Black Emperor yourself, you can easily take them down. After chopping off the head of a snowman with one slash, rush towards the direction where the Black Emperor is located. Ask him to send me up in the air, in tacit cooperation with the Black Emperor. I smiled confidently, used the earth-shattering skill of King Notalos of Golden Bull Kingdom, then turned around and shouted. The Black Emperor took advantage of their dizziness, crushed them. The Black Emperor decisively used the skill of Frenzy Dance. In the blink of an eye, it pierced through the bodies of countless snowmen, smoothly dealt with a group of snowmen. The materials needed for the task have been collected, but these snowmen continue to emerge endlessly. Feels like it can never be killed off. Meanwhile, somewhere, the Penguin King leisurely sips red wine.
foolish humans.
How I will tire you to death. Come back. Souls of the black snowmen. In front of me at this moment, the snowman's body. Suddenly a mysterious object emerges, gathered towards the depths of the mountains one after another. Soon the Penguin King gathered a huge energy ball. Reborn. My black snowman warriors. Time to count the light beams passing above my head. Directly smash a deep pit on the ground. Originally, I was skeptical of this energy, until I saw the black snowman resurrect in the deep pit. I suddenly understood everything. The source is in the ice sculpture on the mountaintop. I bypassed the black snowman when I thought of it here. After the Black Emperor picked me up, I asked him to throw me to the mountaintop. This is a piece of cake for the Black Emperor. The Penguin King, sensing the danger, activated the king's call for help skill. Summoned the black snowman to come to the rescue. But I didn't give him a chance to survive. Directly use Phantom Slash to cut it in half. Look at the material of the Penguin King's sharp beak in my hand. I smiled with satisfaction, and the rest of the snowmen began to melt. This also confirms the saying, catch the ringleader first. After the task is completed, I then handed the collected materials to the mentor. Miles asked me if I wanted to switch to a regular profession or a hidden profession. I didn't hesitate to choose the hidden profession, because I came for the hidden profession. Suddenly, his expression suddenly changed. Reminder: if the job transfer fails, there is no possibility for the player to survive. Still, I insist on my choice when I hear this. After all, high risks often come with high returns. In the previous life, others could change to hidden professions. In this life, I, Lin Luo, can do the same. Miles burst into laughter after hearing it, affirmed my bravery, then told me it's too late to regret now, because there is no turning back. And so I was transported into the job change void. Learned from Miles. All hidden professions inside are available for players to choose freely. But when I came to my senses, I found it empty inside. This moment felt like I kicked something. A red light beam suddenly appeared in front of me the next second. Then two light beams rose again around. Dry. I put my hand on the red light beam. The one that appeared turned out to be the career recommended by the Lord of Wishes, the outlaw. And the blue light beam's career is the shadowless person. No matter whether it's attributes or expertise, it's higher than the outlaw. It seems that the color of the light pillar represents professional quality. Then this golden one should be the highest quality. The moment my hand touched the golden light pillar, what appeared was the legendary professional storm swordmaster. I couldn't help but open my mouth wide when I saw it, because this profession is too rare. Even if I live another life, I have never heard of it. If I change my profession to Storm Blade Master, wouldn't it be easy to deal with the three major evil organizations? But now there is one more thing to solve. Lord of Prayer. Get the hell out of here. Under my questioning, the Lord of Prayer explained the reason. The original Lord of Wishes was analyzed in advance. Job change success rate. 0.5%. The legendary profession Storm Swordsman has a job change success rate as low as 0.5%. Although the Shadowless Man is much higher than the Storm Swordsman, but it's only 9%, and the Outlaw has a job change success rate of up to 98%. The safest choice. This also dispelled my idea of training him. However, still inform the Lord of Wishes. Hope he only needs to tell me the pros and cons in the future. No need to help me make a choice. Since I encountered it, of course, choose the one with the highest profit. Turn to the pillar of light that represents the Storm Swordsman, which I walked towards without hesitation. Before the job change, I asked the Lord of Wishes again. The talent fit is only 1%. If the job transfer is successful, can you gain 100% of the power of the Storm Swordmaster yourself? The Lord of Wishes showed a worried expression after hearing it, because once the job transfer fails, lightly, it will lead to mental weakness for 20 days. Die in the transfer space. Actually, being mentally weak for 20 days is no different from dying a few times. Will be left far behind by others. Still unable to save Sister One within 24 hours. However, when calculating the success rate of the Lord of Prayer, not counting myself in, so I make a wish to the Lord of Wishes. This time the Storm Blade Master's job change will definitely succeed. The Lord of Wishes, who realized it, was overjoyed. Then with a big wave of the hand, "Great Master, your wish has been fulfilled." As the job transition task begins, Miles in the real world feels abnormal. Even the awakened strong with SS-level talent. Legendary professions from the super ancient times that may not even be able to change jobs successfully. He actually dares to choose. I who is currently changing jobs. The figure of Storm Swordsman appeared in my mind. At the same time, a voice sounded. If you want to obtain the ancient heritage of Stormblade, you must comprehend three things: storm, death, and sword. Wandering the world with nothing to lose. Never losing sight of my original intentions. Remaining loyal to the dry wind. Also loyal to the dry sword. As he unsheathes the sword in his hand, just a single slash, then repelled all the surrounding monsters. Then that sound rang out again. Only then can one attack without fail. It seems to be the only assassin to comprehend death as the wind. The Storm Blade Master, who is always with me. The huge energy consumed by gone. The Lord of Wishes cannot hold on first. Master, my energy has been exhausted. About to fall asleep. You're on your own now. I don't know how long has passed. I also fell on the job change platform, and the real self also fell down. Global announcement will be made shortly. The world's first double job changer has emerged. Miles felt sorry for this. He believes that the young man in front of him is still being overtaken by others in the end. Perhaps this is the price of arrogance. Suddenly, I slowly opened my eyes. Then I gritted my teeth to endure the pain and forced out a faint smile. Miles was taken aback. Did this kid successfully change jobs? His cigarette but also unconsciously fell to the ground. As I chugged a bottle of high-level stamina potion, the tired look on my face instantly disappeared. Miles couldn't wait to know how I succeeded, but the answer I gave was, "Mentor, don't you feel hot?" While he deals with the flames under his feet, I walked straight out, because I must quickly kill Bai Hong Lai. Find a way to awaken the Lord of Prayer. Fortunately, it's only been 5 hours since the job change started. So, there are still 19 hours left to find Bai Hong Lai. The address must be here. Looking at the message from Qin Xiaomei on the screen asking to meet. At a glance, I could tell this was the meaning of the Bai Club. In that case, the time and place happened to be decided by me. Here Qin Xiaomei is discussing life with Bai Honglai. The phone ringtone interrupted their tender moment. After discovering that the time and place are set for tonight, even though Qin Xiaomei still wants to continue. But Bai Honglai asked her to pack up quickly. Go to the destination now. Qin Xiaomei, whose good deeds were destroyed, was gnashing her teeth in anger. The first second-class player has appeared, displayed on the mysterious stone tablet. There will be a rat disaster in 24 hours. This also means a huge disaster is coming. Shortly after, I received a curfew notice. All travel will be prohibited starting from 8 p.m. tomorrow. The first wave of rat disaster in my memory was the dimensional insect disaster in the previous life. Although this disaster is an opportunity for the awakened, but it is fatal for ordinary people. Those who once protected me. I can't protect any of them. But in this life, I finally have the ability to protect them. Remembering the scenes of being bullied as a child, Sister One always helps me vent my anger. Whether it's the eve of graduation or after starting to work, her figure is always there. When Sister One needs me the most. But I am not by her side. So Bai Honglai must die here tonight. Bai Honglai, who is heading to the meeting point at this moment, is urgently hoping that I will risk my life for him. The original Yamada no Orochi had just issued instructions. He needed to collect a large amount of ascension crystals within a month. Therefore, Bai Honglai requested Qin Xiaomei to monitor 1UC, because as long as he controlled this weakness, he was confident that he could make me work for her. Shortly after, Qin Xiaomei arrived at the agreed location. Full of confidence, she flicked her hair. Then, in high spirits, she rushed towards me. Even before getting close, she made a leap. But unexpectedly, she pounced and missed. Qin Xiaomei was just about to complain here. I heard me asking for Bai Honglia's whereabouts. Qin Xiaomei was surprised to hear this. Couldn't figure out how I knew the name of the hall master, but still pretended not to know anything. Probably the pressure forced me to give in. Later, Qin Xiaomei admitted to joining the 8 banners, but did not give out Bai Honglai. Seeing this, I was too lazy to waste time here. Took out my phone and dialed Bai Honglia's number. The source was the tracker who was killed before, and Bai Honglai, after answering the phone, immediately asked the younger brother why he called back so late. But the response I gave was, that person has gone to the Yanwang Palace, so don't hide it. Come out, Pak Hung Ryol. Soon Pak Hung Ryol appeared on the beach and expressed that the person he valued was indeed talented. Then he invited me to join their Bai Club, make a great cause together. I smiled slightly at the words. Directly stated their plan for the restoration of the country. White Honglai was shocked by this, asked me why I knew all this, but I didn't explain too much, because they all have to die. So let's fight. Black Emperor. Unexpectedly, the attacks of the Black Emperor were all blocked. The sudden change has surprised me. It turns out Bai Honglai summoned his S-class stand, Huiji, and ordered Huiji to fight and retreat. Don't try to resist. I didn't expect his stand not only keeps up with the speed of the Black Emperor, and has a very high defense power. The attacks of the Black Emperor cannot cause substantial damage to it. Chen stopped the Black Emperor. As long as the host dies, no matter how strong the stand is, it is meaningless. So we must go all out. Strive to defeat the opponent in the shortest time. While the attack of the Black Emperor just caused Kagaya's energy to drop, Baek Dong-su decides to take a desperate move. At this moment, the goals of both sides are aligned. It must be a quick battle. White Honglai only saw Hui Weji switch to Rainy Night, knife form. Kill the opponent's stand. And I activate the ability of the Wishful Lord. Make the host unable to dodge the next attack of the Black Emperor. The blade of Kagaya-sama passed by the Black Emperor. At this moment, Bai Honglai sensed something was wrong. Because even if Kaguya-sama stabs the Black Emperor, the Black Emperor's fist will also hit him. Thinking of this, Bai Honglai decided to risk it all. Order Kaguya to kill the host. When Black Emperor passes by Kaguya, Black Emperor's fist heavily smashes on Bai Honglai's head. The powerful force makes him roll on the ground for 2.5 turns. And Kaguya also comes to me. Bai Honglai was too happy to care about the pain. How could a fist possibly beat a long knife? But I disappeared directly on the spot. Bai Honglai began to doubt life upon seeing this. How could an ordinary person have such reaction speed? At the same time, jipping. My figure appeared behind him in an instant. The next second, the attack of the Black Emperor has arrived. Even though Bai Honglai's substitute is strong. But the rules of this world are, the strong survive, the weak perish. The grudge of Sister One in the previous life. In this life, I finally avenged it myself. After activating the plunder talent, I acquired Bai Honglai's S-level talent Rainy Night, and obtained the opponent's S-level substitute Hui Yue Ji. The Rainy Night talent matches with Hui Yue Ji, whether it's attack power or defense power. Even the attack speed far exceeds the Black Emperor. Even with an IQ of 30, it doesn't need to be controlled by oneself. This is one of the closest to perfect substitutes. Not only that, Bai Honglai also brought unexpected gains. Turns out that killing the target may have a chance to drop the opponent's items. These 2 fate roulette single draw tickets, plus the previous copy income, just enough to make up 10 consecutive draws, can be greatly overdrawn by the energy of the main wisher. It is impossible to summon it now. In the sacred land, in the memory of the secret forest, rare items that can restore energy. The Princess Kaguya, who senses something, asks, "Master, are we going to the secret realm now?" I responded, "There is a more important place to go now." Soon I arrived in front of a villa. Because of Bai Honglai's death, it will definitely cause a stir in the Bei society. During their search for the killer, when Yusi is temporarily safe. At this moment, Hui Yue suddenly approached. Is one Yusi the master's girlfriend? Upon hearing this, I blushed. Incomprehensible explanations are not the case now. But Kaguya knows that when Yusi is very important to the master. Recalling the most important brother in life, and when Yusi, I clenched my fist and told Kaguya, "That's right, they are very important. So this life, I must work hard to become stronger. Never let the regrets of the past life happen again. It's time to awaken the Lord of Wishes next." Just arrived at the entrance of the instance, but was stopped by the security guard. They said this secret realm is very dangerous. Slight mishaps could lead to death inside. As the person in charge, I took out my personal data card. Fortunately, the name of the Black Emperor is well known to all. The fat man immediately stopped blocking, but still kindly reminded me, "Don't get yourself involved just to impress the girl." Seeing the 2 of them enter the instance without looking back, the fat man can only sigh that heroes have a hard time with beautiful women. After entering the instance, Kaguya began to kill in all directions. In just a few minutes, she killed hundreds of monsters, and her level also increased to level 8. While I leisurely took a sip of water. Where is the girl who is leading me? The girl is almost leading me, with Kaguya-sama landing elegantly. "Master, all enemies in this area have been killed." I got up and stated the requirements of the mission. Just help the elf tribe protect the camp from external enemies. You can get the divine crystal fragments produced by the elf tribe, and it happens to be an item that can restore stand energy. However, in the previous life, players have figured out a strategy. After the Ugly Eight completely break through the elven camp, then take action. The number of crystal shards will double by then. Therefore, we need to wait for the best timing. Only a loud bang was heard. The defense wall of the elven tribe has been breached. So Kaguya, it's our turn. At this moment, a large number of ugly creatures quickly gather together. The boss of the ugly creatures then appears. A roar just came from there. His arm was directly cut off, because I have arrived at the battlefield with two big substitutes. The leader of the ugly monsters roared again. Humans, you are looking for death. How dare you block me from seizing territory? And I took off a divine crystal fragment. Awaken, the Lord of Wishes. Lord of Wishes. I wish the Black Emperor's next attacks to crit every time, until the leader of the ugly monsters is killed. With the turning of the Book of Wishes, Great Master, your wish has been granted.
Ora.
Look at the fist heading towards the Black Emperor. I command Hayaki to switch to the Rainy Night umbrella form. Block all attacks for the Black Emperor. Upon hearing this, Princess Kaguya directly threw the umbrella in her hand. This caused the leader of the ugly freaks to punch the umbrella. At the same time, Princess Kaguya rushed towards the target along with the Black Emperor. Your stand, Black Emperor, dealt 370 critical damage to leader of the ugly freaks. Under the siege of the two S-rank stands, the life value of the leader of the ugly monster drops at a visible speed, your stand. But his attack rhythm was interrupted by his huge meteor hammer. Taking advantage of the gap, the leader of the ugly monster quickly gathers energy. Soon the ultimate move destroys the deathlight and completes the charge. I shouted to Kaguya to defend with all her might upon seeing the situation. It's time for a huge amount of energy to pour down. Although Kaguya and the Black Emperor blocked the destructive death light, but the energy consumed directly caused Kaguya's body to start dissipating. Even the Black Emperor's energy is close to depletion. Once again, I crushed a divine crystal fragment. Black Emperor, take advantage of his ultimate cooldown to output at full force. With the cooperation of the Black Emperor and skills of plundering and seizing by force, the leader of the Ugly Eight was successfully killed and gained a lot of experience points. This also allowed me to successfully unlock the third occupational skill. 10,000 swords facing the sect. Unexpectedly, the ground's mucus began to wriggle. The next second, vertical tentacles reached out towards me. I smiled slightly at the corner of my mouth. It's a good opportunity to try out new skills. Then I waved my hand. Thousands of swords aimed at the enemy. In an instant, the vertical light blade pierced through the body of the tentacle. With this skill, my own combat power will not lose to the stand at all, although it feels good. But to be cool for a second, blue bar depleted to 0. The mage in memory has magic recovery, and 2 skills for magic absorption. If there is time, be sure to snatch it from others to try. After all, I don't want such a powerful skill. Can only be used as a life-saving skill. I then came to the Tree of Divine Bestowal. I wanted to see how many more crystal shards I could get. I casually shot an arrow. Over 100 crystal shards fell into my hands. This is equivalent to 5 SSS grade super energy crystals. The advantage of skipping levels. The next time there will be much fewer. Next is the Fate Roulette draw. Come out. Lord of Wishes. The Lord of Wishes will appear in a moment. Great Master. Happy to serve you. After discussing some details of the wishes with the Lord of Wishes, I exchanged the Wheel of Fate. Wish that the next 10 draws will definitely yield S-grade items. And the S-grade items drawn do not include the longevity elixir, accompanied by the spinning of the Wheel of Fate. This time, unexpectedly obtained an SS-grade cooling crystal. Can permanently reduce half of the cooldown time for talents. Crushed it here directly, so in the future I can do it within a day. Plunder 2 talents above S level. The other one is an S-level intelligence crystal. Can increase 10 points of intelligence. The Lord of Wishes comes forward after seeing you. Dear Master, I suggest you allocate this crystal to the one who needs it most. And the Lord of Wishes has an intelligence of 180. Princess Kaguya's intelligence is 30. Look at the poor 1 point of intelligence of the Black Emperor again. For a moment, it made me difficult to choose quickly. Ask the Lord of Wishes. In what aspects does intelligence mainly manifest? The Lord of Wishes said, Intelligence does not equal wisdom and cleverness. It is reflected in the speed of problem solving. As long as the intelligence value is higher, the ability to learn knowledge and gain experience will be stronger. These will be manifested in aspects such as combat and communication. Upon hearing this, I already have the answer in my heart. The Black Emperor is a type that relies purely on brute force output, and the levels of future monsters will only get higher. The Black Emperor will definitely not be able to chop vegetables and cut melons all the way like before. The Black Emperor is the one who needs this crystal the most now. At this point, I threw the intelligence crystal into the hands of the Black Emperor. With a click, the Black Emperor's body underwent a qualitative change at this moment. Pupils change from purple to red. Master, thank you for your gift. The Black Emperor will clear all obstacles for you. In this way, the Black Emperor, whose intelligence has been enhanced, fights, no longer needs to be controlled by himself. The increase in dry experience points has never been directly plundered and obtained quickly. I threw 2 extreme crystals to the Lord of Wishes. By increasing the energy limit, let him find the next S-level talent plunder target. The God of Prayer responded, "Yes, sir. Great master." Meanwhile, in a certain school, Yang Yong, who awakened an A-level talent, was knocked to the ground. Zhou Yuxian warned the wolf not to go too far. "Let's not bother each other in the future." Yang Yong trembled as he stood up on his legs. Flames ignited from both arms. The fighting spirit in his eyes grew stronger. Then he raised his fist and charged towards Zhou Yu. "You used to slap me. Isn't it too much to pee on my head?" A tentacle quickly wrapped around his fist. The original Zhou Yu disdained the ugliness of this stand, always hiding his true strength. Yang Yong, who couldn't move, could only roar in unwillingness. Because among tens of thousands, it's not certain that an S-level talent will emerge. Actually, it was obtained by an abuser. With the help of the Lord of Wishes, this scene also enters my mind in the same way. Very good. Next target for plunder. Lock on. Yang Yong was slapped on the cheek by Zhou Yu at this time, asking him why he's not going crazy. The younger brother echoed on the side. The mere A-level talent is far inferior to brother Zhou. Zhou Yu snorted coldly. Make this kid the nutrient for the green devil. Seeing the tentacles tightening around Yang Yong, the voice from behind interrupted Zhou Yu's movements, only to see a female teacher stepping forward. Don't bully other students just because of your strong talent. Yang Yong recognized the person as Teacher Chun from the school. Although the 2 younger brothers have a natural fear of teachers, Zhou Yu reassured them not to panic. He even directly reached out to Teacher Chen with his tentacles under control. Because his talent has already been exposed, Yang Yong planned to go all the way. Mrs. Chen's body was controlled and unable to move. It turns out that Mrs. Chun has always been secretly admired by all the boys. Zhou Yu is the same. As the tentacles entwined around Mrs. Chen's thighs, Teacher Chun was suspended in midair in an extremely embarrassed posture. Yang Yong, seeing this, angrily scolded him as a beast. But the response he received was to wait until he was done enjoying himself, to come and clean him up. However, a flash of swords and shadows followed. The green demon's tentacles were instantly cut into several sections. Teacher Chen also broke free from the restraints. Before Zhou Yu could react, a figure flashed by. 2 henchmen had their throats slit right in front of him. The roaming around felt the danger and shouted not to play tricks there. Just as the words were spoken, a foot stepped into his field of vision. Zhou Yu recognized that the Huey beside me is also S-class. Dryly questioned my identity. In his memory, there were no S-class awakeners other than him in the school. The only response to him was a snap of the fingers. Come out. Lord of Wishes. I wish not to be harmed in the next 30 seconds. The Lord of Wishes spreads his arms. Master, your wish has been granted. Ignore the newcomer. The wanderer questions my identity again, but the answer I gave was, never mind who I am. You have 3 seconds to think about your last words. Angry, he immediately controlled Green Devil to launch an attack. Who doesn't have an S-rank stand yet? I just smiled slightly. Black Emperor. Crush him. The next second, the Black Emperor appeared in front of me. 3 S-level stand-ins appeared in succession. The sight left Zhou Yu speechless. The Black Emperor's attack here is still so plain and unadorned. But the unexpected still happened. Suddenly, the green demon's tentacles stuck to the Black Emperor's arm. At the same time, several things happened simultaneously. The limbs of the Black Emperor were firmly bound and unable to move. So what if the victorious Zhou Yu mocked the multiple stand-ins? Then he ordered Green Demon to eat the Black Emperor. Hearing this, I sneered. Go Kagaya. A cold light flashed across Wenshijian. The skill and Nightblade instantly cut off the Black Emperor's tentacles. The next few slashes cut these tentacles into sections. Watching the tentacle fragments fall to the ground, Zhou Yu directly sat on the ground in fright. To protect his brother from being bullied by Yang Yong, he took action. Faced with such slanderous words, Yang Yong immediately stood up to clarify. Fortunately, I have long known the truth of the matter. To deal with people like him who come out to do bad things once they have power, occupying resources in the future,